Boy, those storms that ripped through the country last night have left me my little drain here. Still raining a bit. I've got my M5 fishing poncho that my mom made for me with that M5 camel that comes from Finland. So I've been fishing a little bit when it was raining harder without the camera. Had a hit on the school bus colored hybrid hunter. So I took a break for that, and I scared something out of here that was left a huge cloud. I think it was a big carp just hanging in there. So now I got the free rig with one of those Z-Man soft plastics on there. Got this on the Victory. So I'm just kind of twitching this along down there. Welcome back, fishing friends, to another adventure. Boy, we're up here on the lake after these big rains. I drove through rain all the way to get out here. There you can see it. Hey, if you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate all the support. My name's Alan, and I'm usually making some kind of a fishing video. Boy, I keep seeing these wakes go in and out of that where the water's flowing in. Could be carp, could be gar, could be drum. So I'm just pitching in there and hoping we get a bass. Really, this works best in deeper water. I'm not very efficient with the free rig yet, but I'm giving it a shot. You can see the water flowing through. It's an ASMR clip right there. If this doesn't work, I've got a whole bunch of moving baits I'm going to pitch through there. The last time this happened, I was standing down there and pitching into this type of stuff further out. So since the water level has come up, it pushes all this stuff to the back here where it runs out. This is such an interesting situation here. Man, I'm surprised nothing has just clocked this. There, see, there's a swell right there. Oh, I can see a fish right there. It's a big carp. He's looking at the bait. I don't think you guys can see him. And this is just some weird but interesting stuff going on here. Man, it's affecting the flowage even 20 feet out. Huh. Last time I was in here, I was throwing all kinds of jerk baits, moving baits, and was just getting rocked on all of them. So I may have to switch over to those. Right in here is where I had that giant fish get spooked when I ran the hybrid hunter through there. Yeah, this looks good. All right, we'll fish this for a little bit longer, and then We'll switch over to something else. This thing's gonna be draining all day. Oh, I felt something down there. See, even those little dollar bugs, those little penny water beetles, nothing ever eats those. They must not taste very good to the fish. But even those are piling in here where this water is flowing out. All right, guys, I lost a bomber fat-free shad, or a little fry. Dang, snagged on something down there. Then I threw a storm arashi, which I don't really put on film very much, square bill. Sneaky, sneaky. I'm gonna throw this jackhammer through there. It's got a Lake Fork magic shad on the back, and those make great trailers for jackhammers. I've seen some crawfish working in here, so we're gonna run this through. I threw a little hover rig on a little Lunker City freaky fish. I know the fish are in there because I keep seeing flashes in there, and I keep seeing little smaller fish zipping in and out. Look at that thing. So I've got this on my usual setups, the mags, 12 and 12, braid to fluoro from Sunline. There, I felt something hit. I wonder if that's where my bomber's stuck. I watched some of the footage of the last time when I was fishing through here. A lot of it was when I'd kill it or stop a lure going through. There's one on this. There's a fish on the surface over there. Up out of where it looks like it's all chocolatey in there. One came up on the surface. That might be one of those goofball white bass. Man, this thing is just, look at that thing. How is that thing just not getting crushed? Whew. All right, a lot of this is about angles. So what I've been doing is I start on this end, and then I go over to that side and cast back this way. We'll go through this little floodville. I'm kind of worried about when I step in there if it sends more junk through. Definitely need boots for this. keep seeing little splooshes and splashes over there, so I'm gonna run this over there. Oh. Nothing. Still not much going on there, guys. I've got a Charlie Brewer chartreuse body black-tail grub, 3-inch grub on a little spinner. Little gold blade on it. Just working the areas. Got it rigged weedless. This little dude is a fish catching machine. Look at all the little bait fish just go nuts. When this comes to that, they just start jumping and flipping all over the place. Yeah, I've been throwing all kinds of stuff, guys. Nothing doing. I may have to just switch to a jig. Like a little swim jig. And man, look at this thing. Whew, this one and the jackhammer, how in the heck are they not getting crushed? They just look epic in there. Looks like a little caterpillar creeping along. All right, boys, we're hooked. Oh my God, that's gotta be a mega fish. He just broke me off. And guys, I've got drag. Everything's set. Holy cow. That was a big fish. That was on a nice jig too. It's on like a chartreuse and black colored jig. Oh man. Dang. Boy, I need to put that on the fails list. Rats. I still have my leader. Had it nice tied on there, nice, and just pow. Ooh, hoo, 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 hoo. I don't know if I have any more chartreuse to put in there. Yeah, I got the drag set. Everything's good. I went back in there. This time I went with a white one. That other one was kind of a... It was one of those... Gosh, I'm just playing it in my mind. It was a CJ flip with... Not a... Ooh. Oh. Not a CJ flip, a Coda Lures with a Charlie Brewer on the back of it. So I switched to this white one. We'll see how this one goes. Man, this one's got a Berkeley Power Stinger on the back of it. That guy's not gonna bite again. If he did, that'd be so cool. Anyway, that's how it goes sometimes. You just gotta fish through it. Boy, he popped it. He just broke it off right where it ties. And somebody might say, oh, the knot wasn't good enough. I tied a polymer knot. I didn't have any kinks in the line. Look at that thing. So now I know that Coda Lure, it was a Coda Lures color I had never fished before. Boy, I was just working it right in there and bang! That was all she wrote. And she went back to the left, to the right. What? What? What on earth? I caught my bomber that I lost earlier. That had been snagged on a piece of wood. Look at that. And that is crazy. Is the leader still good? Oh yeah, the leader's still good. All right, let me go put this down. All right, guys, I figured out what happened. I went over to take a whiz, and I was thinking about it. So when I hooked that fish, it zinged and zanged, and I think it pulled my line over that bomber crankbait that I had lost, and he, with the force, he popped it and bam! It pulled that lure up, but then it broke my line. And he took off. I didn't see him jump anywhere. He might have just spit the lure. You know, and the whole thing came out because of, it's possible because when my line hooked around the lure that was stuck down there and he thrashed, it might have pulled hard enough to get him unhooked and yank my bomber off of whatever was stuck down there. If that makes sense. That's the only thing I can figure out, because that was weird. That all of a sudden my bomber is reeling in, and then it had to have been floating up there when I brought this one in. That was a good sized fish too. Normally, if you have something fail on a knot, it's because you tied the knot bad. I always use a polymer, but unless you have a weird situation like that, which I guarantee is what it was, because that thing broke at the knot down there. So I'm thinking it zink right onto the lure where he was pulling it, and then everything just went down the commode. Oh man, isn't fishing great? Yeah, I'm starting to feel it now because I had that day surgery on my left foot on a toe to fix some ligaments. The one to the left of my big toe. And they went ahead and went in there and cleaned some of that up. And I've been doing pretty good. Yesterday when I was out here fishing, I didn't feel anything but just a little bit of a burn. But today, boy, I'm feeling it. All right. So we're gonna keep pitching this around. Yeah, I like those Coda lures, guys. They've got some really good colors. I'll have to order some more of that. See, they have a really nice craw one, and they've got a purple one that looks really cool. I fished the purple one for a little bit with a Kalen's Lunker Grub tail on it. Purple tail. Nothing doing. Boy, the swim jigs have been hot. There we go. Is that him? Get away from that log or whatever that thing is down there. See, all you got to do is just reel into him. You don't really need to do a mega hook set. Do you have my other lure, Mr. Fish? Let's see. Oh, he's a good fish. No, I don't see my other lure. Do you guys? No? Oh, he's pretty good size. Check that out. Let's get him on the catch board. He's not a bad fish. Not a bad fish on the catch board. He was 16 and a half. Let's get you into some deeper water here. All right. There you go. So this one, man, I was hoping he had my lure. that was him. It felt like the same fish, weight-wise. But that was a healthy 16 right there. Swim jigs have been getting it done lately. Oh my gosh, guys, you just never know what you're gonna come across fishing. You lose a lure an hour before on a snag down there, then you get the lure back after fighting a fish using a different lure. Ooh, I thought I had one right there. You just never know. Look at that Berkeley Power Stinger on the back of that thing. See, thin up the skirt, guys. Thin up the skirt. Don't have a uniform skirt. Chop it up a little bit differently so you have all the action that you want there. Sometimes too much of those 40 and 50 strand skirts just, they inhibit themselves. Right through that dark stuff. Let's see if anything's lurking. I'm about to run a bomber 14A through there, which I had a lot of success on last time I was here when it was like this, draining in there. All right, guys, check this out. This is a bomber long A. Looks like it's got like some purple glitter on there and some blue. Fear not with the willow on the back there. They still hammer this thing. I never have any problem with anybody just nipping at it. So this one I didn't overload the clear coat on it, so it comes up like it should. But look at that flash. And then I've got these 2X Gamakatsu short shanks on there, so it gets down there pretty good. So crank, crank, crank. The cool thing about a bomber is you don't have to twitch it very much. You can just let it do its thing. Golly, look at that. You can let it do its thing. You can twitch it. But this is such a versatile lure. There we go. Oh! False alarm. I was hitting the bottom down there, and I thought it was a strike. A lot of people with a bomber long A use it as a wake bait. I do with some models. I put some really light hooks on there, and then with other ones like this one, I let it get down to depth and just fish it like it's intended. You know, down, it gets down, I think, what, to 3 feet, 2 to 3 feet depending. if you get enough clear coat and the right hooks on there, you can get the thing to suspend. And if it suspends right in front of a largemouth, boy, they'll just hammer it. That's what happened in here the last time when I caught one on it. Yeah, that looks good. Check that out. Everyone gets caught up in all these new and now and new, and even the younger anglers have no clue that bomber even exists, unless they're watching videos, you know, learning about them, or unless they go to LureNet when they're ordering some other stuff. Alright guys, here's a hybrid hunter. Kind of a school bus color. I like those colors that you don't normally see. I've got this on the Spartacus 2 on a Bass X. I got this on 10-pound Seagar Fluoro. We'll see if we can entice a bite. I had one take a swipe at it earlier when I first started throwing it. All right, let's get into a little bit better position here. There we go. Yeah, it's a fun lure to fish with. If you never fish with a hybrid hunter, pick one up and check out the video I did on it. Little review on it. I had so much fun fishing it that day. I was using the kind of a green gizzard color. Alright guys, I'm a hybrid hunter in the school bus color. I don't even know what the official color's name, the name of it is. It's a decent fish here. Boy, he just clocked it. Boy, that's a nice fish. He may help in the online tournament. Let's get him unhooked. I gotta set this. Dang it, I don't want to get that down in all that moisture. There we go. Excellent. There you go. He may wind up being a floater. Ooh. I had him just under the chin. I didn't get the gills. Huh. Well, I'm hoping he'll be okay. I let him go, he swam off, but you know that delayed mortality? He was barely hooked up under the chin. So, but as soon as I pulled that one out, I could see the blood. So, man, look at the fish swimming right there. But I do know this, one thing that you don't hear them talk about much is that they can, because if they get hammered with a heron or whatever, they have a way to clot up pretty quick, the blood. So you don't hear too many people talk about that. Maybe there's just not enough studies on it or what, but I was up in Wisconsin and we had a pike that was bleeding pretty good. And the neighbors were veterinarians. And the dude was also trained as a biologist. And in that little town there, they were the two vets who were, ooh, I had one follow. And we were staying at a family member's home. Anyway, so he said, get the pike in the water. When it starts swimming, its own defenses, and with any fish, with the blood, it'll immediately start to clot. And a lot of times they'll be just fine. So I asked him about the delayed mortality, and he was kind of impressed I knew about that. Anyway, that fish, I got him on the catch board just to see, and he was 17. And that's when I was like, oh man, there's even more blood coming out. Dang. Wash the catch board off. But anyway, this lure is pretty cool. It's got that unique, it almost sounds to me like a bomber fat-free shad. That deep knocking. See, I knew the fish are piled in here. They're just so finicky about what they want to hit, so I switched over to the moving baits. I'll switch over to a jig again here in a minute. But look at that guy. Pretty cool lure right there. Ooh. The Spartacus 2, almost with the backlash. Not quite. It just jumped it a little. I need to adjust the drag. I mean the spool just a little. Tighten it up maybe. Just a hair. I need to get fish in the 20s. I need to average 21, 22, and I'll be okay in our tournament. Man, look at the water's getting deeper. Because I was running this other lures right through that same stretch. I've been keeping an eye on, you know, which ones will bottom out, which ones can come through. This thing's still flowing. Yeah, this lure is fun to fish with. As I was saying, I like to get colors you don't see too often, if that makes sense. Not the typical bass colored ones, you know, like the... There we go, I got that tightened up perfectly. So like the green gizzard, I don't really like that. I've got some other colors, but I like throwing some off-colored stuff too, because you never know what's going to happen with that. Like with this fish hitting this. Right there. Dang. All right, guys, it's gonna wrap it up for me for today. Thanks for hanging out with me. Wish I would have caught a few more, but after it poured all night and all morning, it wasn't too bad actually. I was just working that drain, but I didn't get anything in that was super big. I need all the fish I can get over 20 inches to help my average in that tournament. All right, guys, until next time, I'll see you then. Bye-bye. Now get out there and get your lures wet.